Welcome to Byzantine Fault Tolerance. This video explores how distributed systems can reach agreement even when some nodes are faulty or malicious. Byzantine fault tolerance is a fundamental concept in building robust and secure distributed systems. The Byzantine Generals Problem is a classic thought experiment that illustrates the challenge of reaching consensus in distributed systems. Imagine a group of generals coordinating an attack on a city. Some generals might be traitors who send conflicting messages. The question is, how can the loyal generals agree on a unified strategy despite the traitors' deception? This problem demonstrates the core challenge of Byzantine fault tolerance. To achieve Byzantine fault tolerance, a system must satisfy two critical properties. First, agreement. All non-faulty nodes must reach the same decision. Second, validity. The decision must be based on input from the non-faulty nodes. Additionally, the system must remain safe, meaning no two non-faulty nodes decide on conflicting values. These requirements ensure that the system produces consistent and correct results even in the presence of faulty actors. Practical Byzantine Fault Tolerance, or PBFT, is a protocol designed to solve the Byzantine Generals Problem in real-world systems. PBFT allows a network of nodes to reach agreement through a series of message exchanges. The protocol uses a leader-based approach where one node acts as the primary. If the primary is faulty, the system triggers a view change to elect a new primary. PBFT ensures that decisions are final after receiving confirmation from a quorum of nodes. The PBFT protocol operates through multiple phases. In the pre-prepare phase, the primary broadcasts a proposal to all replicas. During the prepare phase, replicas validate the proposal and exchange messages. In the commit phase, replicas confirm their agreement. Finally, when a quorum of commits is reached, the value is considered committed and finalized. This multi-phase approach ensures robust agreement even when some nodes are compromised. The strength of Byzantine fault tolerance depends on quorum sizes. In a system with n nodes, a quorum typically requires more than 2/3 of nodes, or n+1 divided by 3, to tolerate Byzantine faults. This means the system can withstand up to 1/3 of nodes being faulty or malicious. For example, in a system of 9 nodes, you need a quorum of 7 to tolerate 2 faulty nodes. Quorum overlaps ensure that any two quorums share at least one honest node, preventing conflicting decisions. When the primary node fails or behaves maliciously, the system initiates a view change. During view change, replicas propose a new primary and synchronize their state. Each replica maintains a log of committed messages. When consensus is reached on the new view, a new primary is elected and the protocol resumes. View changes are expensive in terms of communication, so systems try to avoid them. However, they are essential for recovery when the primary is faulty. Byzantine fault tolerance protocols like PBFT have performance trade-offs. Message complexity grows as the network size increases, making PBFT impractical for very large networks. Real-world deployments use optimizations such as batching multiple requests together, pipelining phases to overlap communication, and local view change handling to improve throughput. These techniques help balance fault tolerance with performance in practical systems. Byzantine fault tolerance enables agreement among nodes despite the presence of malicious actors. PBFT-like protocols rely on quorum overlaps, view changes, and finality proofs to guarantee safety and liveness. Understanding the trade-offs between safety and liveness is essential when designing a distributed system. Consider your network assumptions, whether synchronous or partially synchronous, and think carefully about your threat model and how to verify finality guarantees in practice.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.